Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Easy Chat English Podcast. I'm Ethan, and with me today is Amelia.
Hello everyone. Today we're diving into a topic I think everyone can relate to, our workplaces. We'll talk about where we work, what we do, and even share some fun and challenging moments we've experienced.
Yes, whether you love your job or find it challenging, the workplace is a big part of life for many people. We'll be covering different aspects like the work environment, the role we play, and the relationships we build at work. And of course, we'll be using lots of useful words and expressions that you can use when talking about your own workplace.
Let's get started. So, Ethan, what's your role at your job and what are some of your daily tasks?
I work as a project manager, so my main responsibility is to keep projects on track and ensure the team has everything they need. I do a lot of multitasking and prioritizing to make sure deadlines are met.
Sounds like you have a lot on your plate. I'm an editor at a publishing company. My job title is Senior Content Editor, which means I work with writers to polish their content. My daily tasks include reviewing articles, providing feedback, and of course, some multitasking to balance all the projects we have.
That sounds fulfilling. I think I'd enjoy a job with so much creativity. I've also learned a lot about communication skills in my role. Whether I'm managing a team or talking to clients, clear communication is essential.
I agree. Communication skills are so valuable, no matter what your role is. For our listeners, whether you're explaining your responsibilities or talking about your job title, these words are useful when describing what you do.
Speaking of communication, how is it working with your colleagues?
Honestly, I feel really lucky. My team is very supportive and we often collaborate on projects. It makes work enjoyable, and I think teamwork really helps us produce the best results.
That's great to hear. I work with a mix of people and sometimes we face challenges with communication, but I think it's all part of the learning process. I had a memorable experience recently where we had a brainstorming session. We all pitched in ideas, and in the end, we came up with a fantastic plan.
Brainstorming is such a great way to generate ideas. I love that part of the creative process. I have this one colleague who always has unique perspectives. She's like our secret weapon in team collaboration.
I think we all have that one person who brings fresh ideas to the table. Working with people you get along with can make a huge difference in job satisfaction.
Definitely. And for our listeners, the words team collaboration, supportive, and brainstorming are great when talking about how you work with others.
So Amelia, how would you describe the culture at your workplace?
Oh, it's a pretty casual atmosphere. My company is big on collaboration and inclusivity. I'd say the office norms encourage everyone to speak up and share their ideas. It's not very hierarchical. Everyone's voice matters, whether you're a manager or a new hire.
That sounds amazing. My workplace is a bit different. It's more formal and we have a clear chain of command, so it's definitely more hierarchical. But I think that structure helps us stay organized and meet our goals.
That makes sense. It's interesting how workplace culture can vary so much. I have a friend who works in a startup and her office norms are really relaxed. She said people even bring their dogs to work sometimes.
Wow, that's pretty cool. I think culture is so important for job satisfaction. If you enjoy the work environment, it makes a huge difference.
Absolutely. And listeners, if you're job hunting, remember to ask about the corporate culture. It's key to finding a place where you feel comfortable and motivated.
All right, Amelia. What's one of the most challenging parts of your job?
For me, the biggest challenge is time management. Since I work with multiple writers and deadlines, I have to be really organized. But honestly, the rewarding part is seeing a piece go from draft to publication. Knowing that our readers enjoy the work makes all the hard work worth it.
I can relate. One challenge in my job is managing client expectations. Sometimes clients want everything done yesterday, and setting realistic goals can be tricky. But when we achieve something big, like launching a project successfully, it's incredibly rewarding.
I bet. Career growth often comes from overcoming challenges, don't you think?
Absolutely. Each challenge is an opportunity to develop professionally. And listeners, words like challenging, rewarding, and career growth are useful when you're discussing the ups and downs of your job.
Let's talk about the future, Ethan. Do you have any long-term plans or aspirations in your career?
I do. My goal is to eventually move into a senior management position. I also want to keep improving my skill set, especially in leadership and strategic planning.
That's inspiring. I'd like to develop more skills in digital content strategy. My aspiration is to eventually lead a team and help shape our company's content direction.
Those are fantastic goals, Amelia. I think it's so important to have aspirations and work toward them. And for our listeners, when you talk about career goals or long-term plans, it shows employers that you're committed to personal and professional growth.
Exactly. Setting goals gives you something to look forward to and work toward.
So, Amelia, any final advice for our listeners who are either working or searching for a fulfilling workplace?
I'd say focus on finding a place where the work environment aligns with your values and goals. Workplace fulfillment doesn't come just from the paycheck. It's also about enjoying what you do and growing in your role.
Great point, Amelia. I'd add that it's important to reflect on what you truly want in a job. Sometimes it's the small things like having supportive colleagues or feeling accomplished after a day's work that really make a difference.
Exactly. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. We hope you found this episode helpful.
And don't forget, practice using the vocabulary we shared today. Whether you're in a job interview or just chatting with friends, talking about your workplace in English can open up great conversations.
See you next time, everyone.